In the story of India's fight for freedom, there are countless tales of courage, sacrifice, and hope. Yet among these, some names shine brighter than others, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's heart and history. Few names shine as brightly as Lala Lajpat Rai, the Lion of Punjab. His unwavering spirit and fierce determination made him a symbol of resistance against colonial rule. He was fearless, a powerful voice who inspired millions to dream of an independent nation. His speeches ignited hope and courage in the hearts of ordinary people, urging them to stand up for their rights. Today, on his birth anniversary, we remember not just a freedom fighter, but a visionary who believed true freedom meant dignity, education, and equality for all. He saw the future of India in the hands of its youth and worked to empower them. Lajpat Rai was also a prolific writer and thinker, using his pen to awaken the nation's conscience. Through his articles and books, he challenged injustice and called for social reform. Lajpat Rai's life is a lesson in courage and self-reliance. He faced adversity with unbreakable resolve, always standing up for what was right, even in the face of danger. He worked tirelessly to build institutions and uplift society, believing that a strong nation rests on educated, empowered citizens. His efforts laid the foundation for generations to come. Rai led peaceful protests and marches, always advocating for justice through non-violent means. His leadership inspired unity and hope during some of the darkest times. As we look back, we see how a boy from Punjab became a leader whose roar for justice still echoes today. His journey reminds us that anyone, regardless of their beginnings, can make a difference. His story is one of immense bravery and love for India. He gave everything for the nation he cherished, becoming a beacon of hope for future generations. Let's explore the journey of this remarkable leader and the values he stood for: courage, compassion, and an unyielding commitment to justice. His legacy continues to inspire us to build a better, fairer India for all. Lala Lajpat Rai was born on January 28, 1865, in the quiet village of Dudike, nestled in the heart of Punjab. At that time, India was under British colonial rule, and rural life was marked by simplicity, tradition, and a strong sense of community. The fields stretched endlessly, and the rhythm of daily life was set by the seasons and the land. Lajpat Rai was born into a family that placed great importance on education, moral strength, and the pursuit of knowledge. His home was filled with books, lively discussions, and a deep respect for learning, a rare environment in those times. His father, Munshi Radhakrishan, was a respected teacher who believed that education was the key to progress. His mother, Gulab Devi, was a woman of deep faith and compassion, who taught her children the importance of kindness, honesty, and religious tolerance. Together, they shaped Lajpat Rai's character, nurturing his curiosity and sense of justice. Because of his father's work as a teacher, the family moved frequently from one town to another. Each new place brought fresh experiences and exposed young Lajpat Rai to a variety of cultures, languages, and beliefs. These early encounters with diversity broadened his mind and fueled his curiosity about the world, teaching him to respect all faiths and backgrounds. Lajpat Rai excelled in his studies, quickly earning a reputation as a bright and hard-working student. His academic journey eventually led him to the prestigious government college in Lahore, a city that was a melting pot of new ideas, political debates, and social reform movements. Here, he chose to study law, hoping to use his education as a tool for justice and change. In Lahore, Lajpat Rai found himself surrounded by other passionate young Indians who dreamed of a better future for their country. He became deeply involved with the Arya Samaj, a reformist movement that challenged social evils like caste discrimination and promoted education for all, regardless of background or gender. The Arya Samaj's call for reform, self-reliance, and national pride left a lasting impression on Lajpat Rai. He attended meetings, listened to stirring speeches, and began to see how social change could be achieved through collective action and courage. By 1886, Lajpat Rai had earned his law degree, a significant achievement for a young Indian under colonial rule. But for him, education was never just about personal advancement. It was a way to prepare himself for a life of service, to fight for justice, and to uplift his fellow countrymen. Even as a student, he dreamed of helping India break free from oppression. He spent long nights reading, reflecting, and planning how he could contribute to the nation's awakening. His education became the foundation for his future activism. These early influences, his family, his teachers, the places he lived, and the reform movements he joined, shaped the leader he would become. They gave him the courage to speak out, the wisdom to unite people, and the vision to dream of a free India. The seeds of his future activism were sown in these formative years, taking root in the rich soil of his childhood experiences. These seeds would one day grow into a powerful movement for India's independence. After becoming a lawyer, Lala Lajpat Rai's true calling was the freedom struggle. He joined the Indian National Congress in 1888, quickly quickly emerging as a bold, assertive leader. Alongside Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal, he formed the iconic Lal Pal trio, demanding complete self-rule, Swaraj, for Indians. They urged people to boycott British goods and embrace Swadeshi, igniting a new wave of nationalism. Lajpat Rai's speeches electrified crowds, making freedom feel within reach. He connected with ordinary people, inspiring them to believe in their own power. As Congress president in 1920, he guided the party during the launch of the non-cooperation movement. Though he sometimes differed with Gandhi, he always put India first. His leadership proved that unity in diversity of thought could drive a nation forward. Lajpat Rai's courage and vision transformed India's freedom movement. Lala Lajpat Rai, often called the Lion of Punjab, was a driving force behind the Swadeshi movement, a campaign that called upon Indians to reclaim their economic independence. He passionately urged his fellow countrymen to boycott British goods, not just as an act of protest, but as a way to revive Indian industries and crafts that had been suppressed under colonial rule. Lajpat Rai believed that true freedom could only be achieved if Indians stood together, supporting their own artisans and businesses, and refusing to be dependent on foreign products. His relentless activism and fiery speeches made him a target for the British authorities. He was arrested and exiled to Burma, separated from his homeland and supporters. Yet even in exile, his spirit remained unbroken. Lajpat Rai continued to inspire resistance, writing letters and articles that reached across borders, fueling the desire for self-rule among Indians everywhere. After years away, he returned to India, more determined than ever to fight for justice. In 1928, the British government sent the Simon Commission to India to discuss constitutional reforms. Shockingly, not a single Indian was included in the commission. A grave insult that revealed the colonial government's disregard for Indian voices and aspirations. This exclusion sparked outrage across the country. Lajpat Rai took the lead, organizing a massive peaceful protest in Lahore. Thousands marched through the streets, waving black flags and chanting the now famous slogan, "Simon, go back." The demonstration was a powerful display of unity and non-violent resistance, as people from all walks of life joined together to demand respect and representation. But the British authorities responded with brutal force. The police charged at the peaceful protesters, wielding batons and showing no mercy. Lajpat Rai was at the front lines, and he was severely beaten during the attack. Despite his grave injuries, he stood tall and declared, "The blows struck at me today will be the last nails in the coffin of British rule in India." His words echoed through the nation, igniting a new wave of determination. The nation mourned as Lajpat Rai succumbed to his injuries weeks later. Candlelight vigils were held in his honor, and people gathered to pay tribute to his courage and sacrifice. His death was not in vain. It became a rallying cry for millions, uniting them in their quest for freedom and justice. Lajpat Rai's sacrifice galvanized the independence movement, inspiring countless others to join the struggle. The Lion of Punjab's final stand became a symbol of fearless resistance, reminding everyone that the fight for freedom demanded both courage and unity. His legacy lived on in the hearts of those who continued the battle. Today, Lajpat Rai's legacy endures as a beacon of courage in the face of oppression. His martyrdom marked a turning point in India's struggle for independence, inspiring generations to stand up for justice, dignity, and self-reliance. Lala Lajpat Rai knew that true freedom required social and economic transformation. Influenced by Arya Samaj, he fought against the caste system and untouchability, championing education for all, especially girls. He expanded the DAV school network, blending modern and traditional values. Lajpat Rai was a pioneer for women's rights, urging their participation in public life and condemning child marriage and dowry. Economically, he founded Punjab National Bank in 1894, one of India's first banks run by Indians for Indians. He also established the Lakshmi Insurance Company and the Servants of the People Society to train social workers. His vision was a self-reliant, just, and inclusive India. Lajpat Rai's reforms laid the foundation for a modern nation. He was more than a politician. He was a true nation builder. His legacy lives on in the institutions he created. Lala Lajpat Rai wielded the pen as powerfully as he did the podium. Through books, articles, and newspapers, he awakened national consciousness and exposed British injustices. He founded and edited journals like the Punjabi and Vande Mataram, giving voice to the freedom movement. In the US, he started the Indian Home Rule League of America and the journal Young India to rally global support. His works, including The Story of My Deportation and Unhappy India, inspired Indians to take pride in their heritage. He wrote biographies of heroes like Shivaji and Mazzini to ignite patriotism in the youth. Lajpat Rai also advocated for an education system rooted in Indian values and modern science. His writings remain a treasure trove of inspiration and vision. Through his words, he continues to guide generations. Behind the public hero was a man deeply devoted to family and personal values. Married to Radha Devi with 3 children, Lajpat Rai's family was his anchor amid the storm of public life. His father's love for learning and his mother's faith taught him religious harmony and tolerance. This upbringing shaped his inclusive vision for India. Inspired by global figures like Giuseppe Mazzini, he translated their stories to spark patriotism in Indian youth. Despite his stature, he lived simply, donating much of his income to social causes. He believed leaders should lead by example, living modestly and serving others. His life was a blend of courage, humility, and service. Lajpat Rai's strength came from his roots and his unwavering ideals. On January 28, 2025, India will celebrate Lala Lajpat Rai Jayanti, honoring the Lion of Punjab. Across Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, and beyond, tributes will pour in, from official ceremonies to school events and community service. Students will learn about his legacy through essays, debates, and assemblies, keeping his ideals alive for the next generation. The servants of the People's Society will hold special functions, and acts of charity, like blood donation and food drives, will reflect his spirit of service. Cultural programs, songs, and plays will bring his story to life. Historians and scholars will discuss his impact as a freedom fighter and reformer. Through these celebrations, Lajpat Rai's legacy will be remembered not as distant history, but as a living inspiration. His roar for justice continues to echo in the heart of the nation. Lala Lajpat Rai's legacy is a living force, guiding India even today. He taught us that true patriotism means building strong institutions and empowering the common people. His life shows the power of standing up for what's right, even at great personal cost. His sacrifice inspired a new generation of revolutionaries. Lajpat Rai was a multifaceted leader, politician, reformer, educator, and philanthropist. He believed in tackling all of society's challenges, from social justice to economic progress. His vision remains relevant as we strive for a just, united, and progressive India. The best way to honor him is to build the nation he dreamed of. The Lion of Punjab's spirit lives on in every Indian who dares to dream and act for a better tomorrow.